Hello everyone, so today I'm going to be doing the My Life in Books tag. So I think I first saw this on Sophie Elaine's channel. I think I've seen it on a couple of other channels as well though. I will leave a link to Sophie's channel in the description down below just because I know she's done it. So I wasn't actually tagged to do this, but I just wanted to let you guys know maybe a little bit more about me. I know I'm quite open on my channel, so you probably know quite a bit about me anyway, but I also wanted something just really quick and fun and easy to do for you guys today. So the first question is pick a book title for each of your initials. So of course my first name is Alexandra, or Alex as most people call me. So for the letter A, I have picked Alice's Adventures in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass by Lewis Carroll. This is of course one of my favourite children's classics, but I really think you can read it at any stage in your life. I think adults will get just as much joy out of the crazy, nonsensical world that Wonderland is. So yeah, that is definitely my pick for the letter A. I don't actually have a middle name, but my surname is Pattinson, said and spelt in the exact same way as the actor Robert Pattinson. As far as I know, I am of no relation to him whatsoever, but you never know. Maybe one day I will find out that we are very distantly related, and that would be quite cool. But for the letter P, I have picked A Paperbacks from Hell by Grady Hendrix, and this is a little look into his research into 70s and 80s horror fiction, and I haven't actually dipped into this yet, but I can't wait to hopefully do so early on in the new year, because this is definitely an area of fiction that I really want to get more into and hopefully discover some awesome new titles through this book. So yeah, really looking forward to getting into this. The next question is to count your age across your bookshelf and let us know which book corresponds to that number. So I'm actually going to be 27 this Tuesday on the 19th of December. So I chose to do 27 as opposed to do 26. And apparently the 27th book on my bookshelf is The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. I have read this book. I read it this year. I gave it 5 stars. I absolutely loved it. I haven't actually read the sequel yet, but I can't wait to get my hands on that book and revisit the Wayfarer spaceship and all of those very lovable, memorable characters that are in this book. If you love your adult sci-fi with some amazing characters, I cannot recommend this book enough to you. So yeah, love this book. The next question is a book set in your city or your country. So of course I live in the southeast of London, so there are loads and loads of books that I could have picked for this question, and of course my first thought was Harry Potter because part of it is set in London and obviously the whole thing is set in my country, the UK, but I want to use Harry Potter for another question in this tag. So for this question I'm going to say A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab, and those of you who know this series will know that it is kind of set in London, albeit an alternate version of London, although Grey London in this book is actually very similar to the real London. So it is partly set in London, but it's mostly set in an alternate version of London, but I would definitely say that it is still set in London. So yeah. The next question is a book that represents a destination that you would love to visit, and for that I'm going to say The Crow Girl by Eric Axel Sund, and I think this is set in Sweden, but I have a very strong fascination with Scandinavia in general. Iceland is probably my favourite country that I've ever visited. I think it's an amazing, beautiful, very fascinating country, and I just love the whole Scandinavian magical culture and that kind of thing. I love those very sort of empty, desolate, wintry, snowy landscapes too. So yeah, I would love to explore some more of Scandinavia because I have absolutely adored what I have seen of it. So yeah, really looking forward to getting into this book and hopefully exploring Scandinavia at some point in my life. The next question is a book cover that is your favourite colour. So I tend to like really dark colours like dark reds and blacks, but I also really like little hints of metallics like silver and white golds and things like that. So I feel like this cover of A Shiver in Snow and Sky by Lisa Ludecke probably represents all of my favourite colours in one. I just absolutely love the sort of shimmeriness juxtaposed with that black background. So yeah, I definitely love these colours, but I also for some reason am really drawn to mint greens like on this cover of Fangirl. I just absolutely love that shade of green, and I'm not really big on other shades of green, but I just really love the mint green for some reason. So yeah, that's another one of my favourite colours. The next question is which book or series do you have the fondest memories of? So of course this is the Harry Potter series by J.K. Rowling. I mean, I just have so many happy memories, childhood memories with this series. It's the series definitely that got me into reading, and it just started basically the rest of my life hobby-wise, because I would not be the kind of reader I am if this series did not exist. It just made me realise that impossible things can happen if you just believe in yourself, if you love your friends, if you're kind, if you are ultimately more good than bad. Things will work out for you, and that magic is real in many senses. So yeah, this series obviously means so much to me for so many reasons, and still every time I reread it I get something different from it now as an adult. So yeah, of course I have some amazing memories associated with this series. The next question is, which book did you have the most difficulty reading? So I think I can safely say that was definitely 50 Shades of Grey by E.L. James. It's just so cringy and uncomfortable to read. Even when you're by yourself, it's really cringy to read those sex scenes. And I am not squeamish when reading or watching sex or anything like that. But the way that she describes those sex scenes are just so... they're really toe-curlingly bad and really cringy to get through. So yeah, I found that really difficult to read. And the last question is, which book on your TBR will be the biggest accomplishment once you have read it? And for that, I'm going to say The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. So I've heard some really good things about this book. It's quite chunky, and it's a very high fantasy, and I don't know too much about it, but high fantasy does take me quite a long time to get through, especially when it's quite chunky, which it often is. So I think I will definitely feel very accomplished once I have read this book. I have had it for quite a long time, and I think I've just been a little bit intimidated by it, but I am possibly planning on picking it up in 2018. So yeah, stay tuned for that. And that is it for the My Life in Books tag. Feel free to do this tag if you want to. I'm not going to tag anyone in particular. I will leave all of my social media in the description down below. I hope you're having an awesome day, and I'll see you very soon for another video. Bye bye.